Alright guys, so this is going to be really quick. So as you know, I've been gone for a while, haven't made any videos. That's because I took my tank down. Here it is. But I got the itch basically to start it up again, and I'm making progress. So for those of you who didn't know, I have a 55-gallon tank. Here we go. I painted the background black, and it's all clean now. And then here's my 55-gallon stand. Stand is nothing fancy. I have like a little custom shelf, and all it really was is when I had my tank set up was just a stand. I could never put a refugium or sump, for that matter, underneath the tank, because it's a really awkward size. If you look, like, you only have from here to here, and then you have these center brace pieces that make it really awkward to fit a tank in. But I found this 18-gallon tank, which happens to fit in the inside of my stand, so I'm pretty stoked. So I should be able to have a sump now, which will basically just be to house my catomorpha and a return pump. I won't be using any protein skimmer on this tank. I'm not going to go for many corals, so I don't need to keep the nutrient level low, or at 0 if you're looking for SPS. But I'm going to focus a lot on almost kind of like a saltwater planted tank. There's going to be a lot of algae in the display tank in my 55. Some Gracilius, Catomorpha, Caulerpa, different kelps that I'll be growing in here, and all that will kind of harbor the amount of nutrients. Also, I'm probably going to go with crushed coral instead of a sand bed, just because it's easier to keep clean. And if you don't keep a well-maintained deep sand bed, then the sand becomes a place to harbor nitrates and phosphates, and without running a protein skimmer, I want to limit that as much as possible. The reason why I'm not running a protein skimmer is because it's in my bedroom, and I kind of want it to be quiet as possible, and the protein skimmers are just loud. So I have the sump now, I have my display tank, I have my lights. I won't be needing this refugium anymore, the hang on back. But basically my plans for the tank are, I consider it to be a little bit interesting, because it's going to be based solely on biological filtration, meaning whatever the plants can take out of the water and whatever is recycled by the bacteria, microbes in the crushed coral sand bed and the live rock, and just in the water column in general. That will be my protein skimmer. And so in that sense, it's interesting for me. I kind of felt like I needed to do something different to be more fun. My fish selection might be a little odd. I haven't planned it out at all by any means. But there's going to be a lot of invertebrates as well, probably less on the fish side, because the invertebrates, again, will need to tackle some algae problems if I have it because of nutrients, and just to clean up the detritus and all that kind of stuff. I'll be paying close attention to what I get. So, sorry this video is kind of boring because there's really nothing set up yet, but I'll be getting in my equipment, and I'll be fully documenting my setup process this time, so you guys can, take a ride with me, I guess. One question I have is, since I no longer consider myself a beginner to this hobby, I'm actually quite experienced. I've been helping out a friend with his a friend's dad with his 200-gallon tank, and it's doing amazing. It's an all SPS tank, and he fully credits the tank's success to me, which I think is pretty dang cool. But since I've got this sump deal going on, basically I'm just gonna have a overflow box for this tank because it's not drilled, and so that'll gravity feed the water down into the sump. But I need, for a return pump to get the water back up from the sump to the display tank, I need recommendations on, any of you who have experience with it, a quiet pump that obviously has enough power to return the water, from the bottom of the sump up to the top of this tank, and just, what's the best kind of return pump out there, and any suggestions you have. If you have any used that work well, I'd be happy to buy it off you too. So that's all I got for you guys right now. And for anything else for the equipment, most of it will be reused from when I had my 55. But like I said, I will not be using my hang-on-back refugium, I will not be using my protein skimmer, and I will not be using a phosphate reactor. It's going to try to be solely a biological filtrated tank with help from some cultured algae and anything else then water changes, lots of water changes. But this video is getting kind of long and it's pretty dang boring, so I'll sign off and see you guys later.